Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of The Fishing Teacher, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to check out today's video and spend some time with me. And guys, over the past couple months, I've had a lot of requests from viewers to do some more information on the dark sleeper. So today we're going to have a dark sleeper refresher course. We've talked about this bait quite a bit on my 3 channels, but this is my favorite time of year to fish a dark sleeper, the summertime. So I'm going to give you some tips and advice on it that you may or may not have heard before, probably have not heard these before. There's 2 primary sizes I fish based upon the conditions. So I'm going to get into that and sort of describe when they work the best, and I think it's going to add up to some good fish for you guys. And also guys, I will link my dark sleeper link and my tackle warehouse link in the description if you guys would like to pick up a few of them. I'll sort of go over some of my favorite colors, but I'll have that link in the description. If you guys can use that link, it's a good way to support the channel. And much appreciated there. And also guys, real quick, anyone interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, you can do that by going to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler, and just shoot me a private message for information. So appreciate that. Excuse me. Dang, it's hot here in the tackle room, man. It's supposed to be about 100 degrees here, and it already feels like it's 100 in the tackle room here. So if I start sweating, you'll know what the deal is on this. Okay guys, we'll get into this. Here's the Megabass Dark Sleeper. If you're not familiar with it, this looks like a swim bait, but you do not fish it like a swim bait. That's the number one thing we're going to talk about, is this thing is not fished like a swim bait, because the way it's designed is you've got this, there's a flat piece of lead on the bottom here. It's a kill weight, and it causes the bait to stand on the bottom like that. So the Dark Sleeper is hopped along the bottom like a jig. And there's a certain technique I'm going to describe to you guys, but that is what separates this bait from anything else. And guys, don't get fooled, because like Berkeley's made a knockoff of this thing. You see some knockoffs. This is the original Megabass Dark Sleeper. It is the best. Don't waste your money on that other crap. But you've got the hook in here and the dorsal fin that's hidden by these 2 dorsal fin flaps. You know, just makes it really, really obvious to the fish. And just super natural looking. It looks just like a little goby or a fish, something like that. A little nice little paddle tail on it that swings good. 2 sizes. This is the 3-inch model right here. This is the 2.4-inch model here. And I use both of these about equal. This little the 2.4-inch here, guys, this is a fish catching bait, man. I'm telling you right here. Both of them are, but these are the 2 primary ones. So I'll sort of describe the situation that I fish both of them in. Okay, let's talk about the little junior size, the little 2.4-inch right here. This, guys, you talk about a limit getter, this will get you a limit of fish. And I've caught some good smallmouth on it also. Thing you want to do with the little 2.4-inch Dark Sleeper, and guys, by the way, this is my favorite color. This is called the haze right here, but there's a lot of different colors. They make a bunch of colors. I've caught fish on all of them, but this is one of my favorites here. You want to fish the little 2.4-inch model on 6-pound test, Seaguar and Vizex line, and a spinning rod. Now what you want to do, go over here and get my rod real quick, is it requires a specific, technique in terms of how you want to work this thing. Sorry guys, I didn't prepare too good for this video this morning. I got to get my rods here. It requires a certain action to get the fish to bite this bait. Now, out of all the lures that I fish, I have never seen a bait like the Dark Sleeper that you have to work it just in a certain way in order to get the fish to bite it. And here's what you want to do with it on a spinning rod. The 2.4-inch model, guys, you throw it out there. Like I said, I got my 6-pound rod. This is my Megabass Whip Snake spinning rod here. And when it hits the water like that, let it go to the bottom and snap it off the bottom like that. Take up the slack, snap it off the bottom. You don't want to sit there and work it like this, or you're not just swimming it. You're letting it hit the bottom, snap it like that, let it go back to the bottom, snap it hard off the bottom. So when you snap it like that, you're trying to accomplish snapping this bait about 2 foot off the bottom and let it go back down. So you snap it hard like that, and as it's falling, that little tail is going to be wiggling on the way down, just like that, all the way down. And they hit it about half and half on the way up and the way down. So 50% of the strikes you're going to get, they'll sort of be like this. You'll snap it hard, and when you get to the top of that snap, they'll grab it, and you just have to set the hook on it. And the other 50% of the time is after you snap it and that bait's falling back down, you'll just see your line twitch like that, and they got it. So that's the bite for that. Now, I'll talk a little bit about the areas, here just in a second once we get covered both these baits, but I want to talk about the 3-inch first on that. Now, the 3-inch model, the difference in it is the equipment that I use. This is a little bit heavier bait. It's a little bit bigger, so I do fish it on a bait caster. And when I fish the Dark Sleeper 3-inch model, I'm using the Megabass, like some type of medium heavy Megabass 7.2 bait cast rod. 10-pound test Seaguard and Vizex, guys. I've tried all the different lines out there, and you only need 2-pound tests. You need 6-pound tests for the little Dark Sleeper, the 2.4-inch. You need 10-pound tests for the 3-inch model. And same type of deal, guys. You throw it out there, let it hit the bottom. And the way that I fish the Dark Sleeper, the 3-inch model, is throw it out there, let it hit the bottom, and then I'll go boom, boom, like that. Boom, boom. Let it fall back down. Boom, boom. Let it fall back down. I'm not working like that, and I'm not just snapping at one time. I snap it twice. Boom, boom. And whatever it is, I don't know what it is, just something I figured out that's twice sharp snapping it generates a lot of strikes. So the bait's gonna be going boom, boom, like that. And then it's gonna, fall on its way down, back to the bottom like the other one like that. Boom, boom. Same type of deal. It's like half the time, they're going to hit it at the top of that jerk. You go boom, boom, and they're on there. And the other half, you're just going to see your line twitch. So that's the primary ways to get them to bite there. Dang, man, it feels like a dang sauna in here. I'm telling you guys right now, that humidity is probably about 75%. And it's like, I think it's temperature said it's 94 degrees right now. It is like so freaking hot in here right now. Okay, let's talk about the places you want to fish it specifically during the summertime. Now, we've talked about you can catch them all year long on it, guys. I catch them 12 months out of the year on the Dark Sleeper. Specifically this time of year, from about July, August, and September, it's all about, there's 2 structures you want to fish based upon your water clarity. The first one is if you have a clear water situation where water visibility is over 4 feet or so, you want to fish it on the longer flat points, the 2.4-inch model. Most of the time in that type of situation, I'm in anywhere between, say, 10 to 20 foot of water. This is going to work really good also if you have a mixed species lake. If you have a lake that has some smallmouth and spotted bass as well as largemouth, that little 2.4-inch model, fishing it on those flatter points, absolutely deadly on that. Another thing that works with that, guys, is fishing them on bluff banks, casting that thing right to the bluff walls, letting it hit the bottom, and just pumping it off the bluff walls. Those are the 2 type of areas that I fish them on almost all the time. You can't go wrong fishing them on points. Points is absolutely the number one structure with it. And the same with the 3-inch model. It's the same thing. Those flat points, anywhere between 10 to 20 foot of water in clear water is going to be really good, and on the bluff banks both. And if the water visibility is like, say, 2 to 4 foot, try to target that 5 to 15 foot zone, or maybe 5 to 20. You're not fishing for suspended fish. Most of the time, the thermocline in most lakes are going to be set up about 25 foot. So I have found in the summertime of the year for both models that sort of that 5 to 20 foot zone is sort of the magic depth with it. Now, how you want to determine using the 2.4 model versus a 3-inch model, a lot of it has to do with the weather conditions. If you have a day that's like, pretty windy, like you got a 10 or 15, maybe 20 mile an hour wind out, that's when I usually go to the 3-inch model. It casts a little bit better. It seems like that wind makes them a little bit more aggressive. Also, if the lake that you're fishing is a little bit heavy on largemouth and you don't have as many spotted bass or smallmouth, you're probably going to catch more on that 3-inch model than the 2.4-inch model. So that's how I determine that. On tough days, if the wind's not blowing much and it's bright out, I usually always go to that little 2.4-inch model. And guys, don't think on that 2.4-inch model that you're just going to catch dinks on it, because I have caught a lot of quality fish on it. I've caught numerous 3.5 to 4.5 pound smallmouth on it. It's a great bait for big smallmouth. So tougher fishing conditions, not much wind, or if you have a lake that's heavy on spotted bass and smallmouth. All you dudes that fish up north and those big smallmouth lakes up north, guys, try that little 2.4-inch. Those big smallmouth will hammer that thing. So same with the big spotted bass. I've caught a bunch of big spots on it. But anyway, guys, it's a fish catching bait. A lot of people don't fish it. For whatever reason, they don't know much about it, or they don't know how to fish it. They think it's just a swim bait. but it's a deadly bait. It's become one of my favorites in the summertime over the past 5 years or so. So again, guys, I'll link everything in my Tackle Warehouse link if you want to try some, and hope it helps you out, and we'll check in later.